Can we at least call it game of the week?
It's my game of the month.
Good evening, degenerates, and welcome back to DGen Hours, your go-to podcast for all things sports. You may notice we're posting on a different day right now.
Ooh, yeah.
This is the first ever DGen Hours Thursday edition. We are covering college football on Thursdays. We're going to give you NFL on Fridays, and we're doing the Wednesday roundups on, obviously, Wednesday. Yeah. So you're getting DGen Hours 3 days in a row this week.
Had it at 2.
What's better
But now
than-
it's at 3.
Yeah.
It's the only thing better than 2 days is
Bang.
3 days.
Yeah.
So another reason to turn on those post notifications.
Definitely turn those on. Hit that like, hit that subscribe button. In this episode, we're going to be covering all the best games for college football. We wanted to split it up so we could talk about more games. There were too many good games to skip over a lot of them. And we're going to give out our full college football cards, and then we're going to do the full Mortal Lock Parlay, which it can include NFL games. All right. And then we're going to talk about all the NFL games on Friday as well.
Can and it will.
Yeah, it definitely will include them. So without further ado, big games to get to. Let's go ahead and get into it.
Bang.
After a massive week in college football this week, just as big. We have some huge games, a lot of ranked matchups, and some of these lines are a bit ridiculous. Oh, yeah. So I just want to go ahead and start. First game, one of the biggest games of the week, USC at Notre Dame. Notre Dame -3, over under 63 in this game. Yeah. Mario, how do you feel about the Trojans heading into Notre Dame?
I mean, I don't feel confident in USC's defense, so I think Notre Dame will literally score every drive because even if Sam Hartman isn't on his game, I'm convinced they could just hand the ball off every play.
Estime is a beast.
Estime's a beast, and then their other running backs are good too. They could just alternate and literally just hand off the ball every time.
Yeah.
I mean, if their running backs can run and like be successful against Ohio State, which is like a million times better than USC's
Million.
Like, there's no way Notre Dame doesn't cover. Also, I have the line at 2.5. I think it moved.
It moved to 3.
Oh, it moved up to 3?
Yeah.
Okay. Damn. Because 2.5, they can.
You can buy it down to 2.5.
I might buy.
You got to make the pick on the show at 3.
I'll take Notre Dame -3 and give me the over because I think USC will find a way to put up points, and I think Notre Dame obviously is going to put up points.
Yeah, and it's kind of a low at over compared to what like SC games have been sitting at. Like last week, I got it. I mean, I know it's Arizona, but I got it 72.
Notre Dame's defense is actually legit.
Yeah,
that's fine.
Mike, how do you feel?
Yeah, I have no idea why my gut is pulling me this way, but pretty much my logic for it is that I think Sam Hartman is deflated after his big loss to Kentucky last week.
Louisville.
Sorry, don't know why I said Kentucky.
They're in Kentucky. Louisville's in Kentucky.
Yeah.
That counts.
To be honest, I didn't even know that, but okay, that's
sharp.
logic.
It's sharp.
No, that's logic.
That's sharp, Mike.
Yeah, and anyways, I also, like Mario said, USC has no defense, but I think their offense is a lot more explosive than Notre Dame's.
Ooh.
I think they're able to score a lot faster, and so regardless if Notre Dame is able to like kind of march down the field, they'll take their time with it. Whereas if they're in a tight spot or USC needs to like kind of score quick in the fourth quarter, I have more faith in them being able to do it than Notre Dame. But more than choosing a side, I'm taking the over of 63. Seems way too low. Both teams can score, and yeah, over.
Just to note, there is 30 to 40% chance of rain on Saturday in.
Ooh,
That makes me want to love the over more.
what a stat by Tate.
That is actually something to know.
So you're not taking a side. You're just going with the over.
Correct.
And something just for the viewers at home, I noticed your outfit. It looks rather solemn. Can you just give them a quick note as to why?
Well, as many of you may know, Texas pretty much got shot in the Red River Showdown. And until Texas becomes relevant again, which hopefully will be when we contend for the Pac-12 championship, Big 12 championship, I'm stupid, I will be dressing for a funeral because we are dead.
Ooh. And if you want to hear us talk to Mike about the Red River murder, as he likes to call it, check out the Wednesday recap.
It was the Red River Showdown.
Ryan had the hat on. It was a whole scene.
It was a showdown.
Yeah, I don't want to.
Murder.
On this game, I like everything Mario said actually a lot. That was my entire logic. I was like, wait, Notre Dame is going to score every time they get the ball, and they have a good defense. And they're at home. What? I get USC's undefeated, but I mean they've been playing bad teams and taking them to the wire. Why is this game not a bigger number?
Yeah.
USC's been terrible,
Yeah.
That's
but
true.
they are still undefeated. Notre Dame quite literally cannot make the college football playoff anymore.
Yeah.
2 losses, they can't have a conference championship. They're playing for nothing. USC is undefeated, and they're the 2 biggest teams in the Pac-12 right now, Washington and Oregon, play each other this week, meaning one of them is going to have a loss.
Yeah.
I think USC gets up in a big way for this game. Like, I don't think they're a good team, but teams can play up to the, like, you can, like, live up to the spot or you can play down to it. I mean, Notre Dame, obviously a rivalry, they're not going to, like, be asleep, but they don't have playoff aspirations. USC very much does. If they went out, win the Pac-12, they're 100% in the college football playoffs. I'm taking USC plus the 3, also the money line, and I'm going over 63.
Yeah, I'm not going to just go against my pick for the last 3 weeks of betting against this USC team.
Yeah.
One thing I love about this game is that Caleb Williams has been running over teams with this passing game because he hasn't played a defense. Notre Dame's defense is legit. Like, I'm telling you, legit. They played, I mean, we think they have the hardest schedule in all of college football this year. They played some tough teams in Duke and only gave up 14 points. Ohio State, I mean, it was like 13 points. Gave up a touchdown in the last second of the game.
Yeah, they
really
let
only
them score.
Really only gave up 10 points, which was ridiculous. So I just think that, like, their defense is too good. And what you guys said about Sam Hartman going down anytime he wants, I don't think Caleb would do the same thing. I think Sam Hartman will be able to score whenever he wants. This Notre Dame defense is not a walkover. Like, Caleb will do a lot, but there's going to be a couple 3-and-outs that Notre Dame's going to not be stopped on.
Louisville did walk over them last week, though.
That was also, I agree, but that was also those, I don't know if you watched the game, the last 2 touchdowns were 30-yard rushing touchdowns when, like, you're playing eight in the box to try to stop to come back, and the guy breaks one open. But I don't know. First off, USC will not be able to run the ball. Their only chance is throwing the ball. So one thing that you might be Notre Dame at is running it will not happen in throwing it. I just love Notre Dame here, and I do love the over. I know you said rain. I think this is going to be, I think Notre Dame puts up a ton of points, and USC obviously is not going to die with Caleb Williams. They might put up 24-27, but, like, I love Notre Dame scoring a lot here. So Notre Dame in the over.
All right. Everyone's on the over so far. Tate, are you going to make this a consensus pick for DGen on our first game?
I'm going to make it a consensus.
Try to go. What was this?
The over is an easy bet. It doesn't matter if there's rain or not. It's going to be some light rain.
Little drizzle.
Yeah, I'm not gonna say a whole lot more. I'm gonna still ride the Sam Hartman train. I think USC's defense is awful. This is it's a perfect spot for Notre Dame to play spoiler to USC's perfect season and to put them down and put their backs against the wall for the rest of the year. They got to win out and be convincing with it too. I don't think USC is good enough to win the national championship and let alone a college football playoff game or whatever. I think a team like Michigan's defense would put them to sleep. So I think they could really get exposed this week, and this is the first week to do it in a huge rivalry game. I think Notre Dame shows up. They showed up against Ohio State, and they could have won that game.
It's a tough place to play, too.
It's a very tough place to play in a huge rivalry game.
Caleb's first game of the
That
year.
stadium is going to be rocking.
Yeah.
And I don't care. Last week for both teams could have been a look-ahead spot for this week.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be a huge game. It's going to be a fun game to watch. Give me Notre Dame and the over.
So that makes the over, regardless of the side, our fifth DGen Hours consensus pick.
Yep.
We're 4-0 so far when we
haven't
agree.
lost.
So, Mike, throw it up there. Consensus.
Flashing.
Over 63 USC Notre Dame consensus pick there. That'll be a fun one to watch.
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Next game on the card, Miami, whose perfect season was ruined on that last second,
Brutal fashion.
not kneeing it mistake, going into North Carolina, an actual undefeated ACC team. North Carolina minus 3.5. The total is at 57. Tate, I'm coming right back to you here. How do you view this game? This is a pretty tight spread for 2 good ACC teams.
Yeah. Honestly, I think that Miami is going to be so unbelievably defeated after that game.
Yep.
I mean, you can't help but realize that the rest of their schedule is not super tough. So the resume they're going to build, if they do even win this game, they do have to make a very convincing case to win out the rest of the year. And I don't know if they're going to be on it. It's going to be a tough thing to do to go into North Carolina and handle business there, especially after such a defeating loss against Georgia Tech, who, I mean, even embarrassed them even if they won that game. Georgia Tech even
It was a 21-point spread.
Yeah,
I mean,
they did not look that good. Meanwhile, is it Tez Walker?
Tez
Tez
Walker's
Walker.
back.
Tez Walker is back.
back.
I think that's going to open up Drake May's passing game. He was back last week, played okay. Second game back.
They kind of eased him into it.
Yep,
They didn't
he's
really
going to
let
be
him play that
even
much.
better. I think this is an. People have been sleeping on North Carolina all year. I don't
All
know
year.
why they hate them. I don't know why they keep setting these spreads really low for North Carolina.
I think they've covered
Just-
every spread, maybe besides one, or they've covered every spread.
Yep, give me
One
the
of them.
undefeated home team in North Carolina -3.5.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I really just can't bet against North Carolina -3.5 here. I don't think Miami's that great. It's in North Carolina, which is tough. This is a weird line. Very
is a
weird
weird
line to
line.
me.
Weird line.
I mean, if you look at like if you just watch film and look at these games of like the dominance of the two teams, you would 100% be on North Carolina minus. You'd put like it'd be closer to a touchdown if not outside a touchdown, in my opinion. So it's a weird spot. I won't be hammering this. Just weird line movement. I guarantee you, 99% of the public's gonna be on North Carolina. But I do love the over. I think that they're going to score a lot of points in this game. Like a lot of points in this game. I don't think defenses are going to be relevant in this game. North Carolina has a good front, but I just think they're going to score a lot and it'll be an over.
From what I remember, Ryan, I'm pretty sure the public is pretty split.
No,
on
this
No,
line
they're
opened up
over.
at UNC -1.5. It's now gone to 3.5.
Yeah.
The public 81% of bets are on North Carolina and 75% of the money on North Carolina.
Yeah.
Wow.
I
I
Big
stand
big
corrected.
public favorite.
yeah. This is
Understand.
definitely going to be a big
It is,
public.
it is only Tuesday, but
That's what I'm saying. This is a weird line for me. Like my heart tells me to bet Miami, but I'm just not going to. I'm going to bet it small because North Carolina's a better team, but I'm going to bet the over pretty good.
Yeah. This is my mortal lock, so I have a lot to say about this game in a little bit.
Holy smokes.
wow.
All right.
Wow.
Well, on to myself then.
I mean, real quick though, this is the ACC guy, so I love the fact that his mortal lock is two ACC teams.
Yeah.
Yep.
Love it.
Very true.
Yep. I know these teams like better than they know themselves, and this mortal lock will not miss. I promise you. It's a guarantee. It's a Tyler guarantee. This mortal
I
lock will
love
not
that.
miss.
He's
I love
back.
that.
Yeah. I'm back.
My logic going into this is that there are teams that are good and deserve to be undefeated, and there are teams that get a really lucky schedule and end up being undefeated. The latter team is going to get exposed 100% of the time. Miami is one of those teams that expose themselves as they're not actually as good as their front was. It was a facade. UNC has been good since week 1, and they're going to stay being good until some team absolutely just rousts them and knocks them off their high horse. They still have momentum. Miami has negative momentum. Yeah, UNC -3.5 is an easy big play.
Such a weird.
Ooh, it is a weird line. Mario?
Yeah, this is for the 8 millionth time. This is a weird line. Last week, I'm pretty sure. I don't know what UNC's line was. I want to say it was like 6.5.
It was one of my biggest bets. There was 8.5, and that
8.5.
kickoff was at 10, and they won by over 30 points.
Yeah, like they keep setting these spreads super low on
and they
UNC.
move in UNC's favor. It's the same thing every single week. They
Every
set them
single
low.
week.
People bet it up,
This
and they
line
cover.
opened at 1.5. Yeah.
Yeah,
Who'd
they do
they
the same
play
thing.
last week?
Syracuse blowout.
Super weird. I just have a weird feeling about
I
this
did
game.
too. I don't know
I have a
why.
weird
Yeah.
feeling. Tez Walker's back, which I love. Everything that I've seen says I should go UNC, but that happened to me last week with Washington State, UCLA, and then they set the line perfectly, and I was a fish.
Yeah. If you're a fish, you swim.
If I'm a fish, I'm swimming. Dude, I'm just gonna be safe and take Miami +3.5. I think it's just a close
It's a
game.
sharp
and-
play.
Respect it.
yeah,
No, I got you.
and I like the over.
There.
I like the
Ooh,
over.
Over 57. First over.
I'm switching to Miami +3.5. I
Ooh.
can't get over it. The line
Sure.
is too messed up. I can't get over it. Mario got it in my head. I can't.
Mark, you guys might be sharp. That might be the sharpest
It's
play
too
here.
good.
Over 57 as well. I like that one. UCLA at Oregon State next game. Tate, you are back in the mix with these UCLA Bruins, baby. They are. What a huge win over Washington State. I was saying Cam Ward, Heisman. Chip Kelly had other plans in mind. UCLA now takes this momentum into Oregon State, into DJU's home. Oregon State -4, total 54.5, obviously starting with you.
Yeah, wow. I really do not know how this game is going to go. I mean, I do a little bit. I am not going to take a side in this game. It's just that sick.
You said to take UCLA last week.
Because he knew. He
Yeah,
had,
he
he had the dream game.
I
It was
know.
a dream
I
game.
was
It a
gonna
dream
ride
game.
you every time. You got to keep saying UCLA, and I got to ride you. now. I miss it.
No. Because that quarterback, I just feel like you can't trust that.
He's
Mike
so bad.
Dante Moore, you just can't trust
a
him right
freshman.
now. Yeah, he's a
He's a
true
freshman.
freshman.
Yeah.
He's been struggling quite a bit, but here's the pick. The pick is the under of 54.
Ooh.
Oregon State
Yes.
is 8-2 in their home games versus conference opponents. The last time this went over was in 2003 in Corvallis.
This
Again,
game.
between these two teams.
Oh, I was gonna
So
say.
they played 10 times between that period. It went over one time in the last time was 2003.
Wow.
So like I said, true freshman quarterback. He's going to struggle on the road. The defense is UCLA's defense is going to try to hold them in the game. I think 54 is way too high. I think DJU is not a great quarterback, and UCLA's going to expose that, but they're not going to be able to benefit off of those turnovers. It's going to be a low-scoring affair in Corvallis. They always play some stout defense. It's that weird atmosphere in Oregon. I absolutely love this under. I mean, it's absolutely love under.
Oh,
Wow.
okay.
This is an
With
interesting.
an obvious slight lean on UCLA.
This is an interesting Pac-12 ranked matchup. No one really
Yeah.
talks about these.
It is a
weird.
strange
It's
one.
a really weird one.
Very interesting point here that if DJU never played at Clemson, he'd be talked about as a top 10 quarterback in college football right now. It's kind of crazy. No one ever everyone thinks about Clemson and they don't put any respect on his name for having a great year. I love Oregon State -4 here. I think their DJs. I was all over. I think UCLA's defense is good, but I think Oregon State's offense is really, really good. They've been outscoring everyone,
Especially at
all their
home.
team. Especially at home. Are you kidding me? They lost 38-35 to Washington State. Really close game, a ton of points. It was 42-20 against Cal this week. They're going to score a lot. I don't think UCLA will be able to keep up. But I do think, what's the quarterback's name for UCLA? Dante Moore. He's going to have I think this is a bounce back game. It's a little easier defense for him to play against. But unfortunately, I love the over in this game. I think Dante Moore is not going to throw 2 pick sixes, one on the opposing.
Hasn't hit
one-yard
since
line.
2003 though.
That's why I love him more. Something that everyone's going to be
It's
against.
due.
It's due.
And it might be due.
No, it might be due. It might be just be 11 years. of me
Decade
being an
due.
idiot. But yeah, I just think I love Oregon State -4. I will be betting over also. But yeah, I really like this game. I'm going to bet this game heavily.
You're Oregon State and the over.
Correct. So you must be UCLA in the under.
Oh, well, I mean UCLA is the pick, but Tate's stats are too good, so I'm adding the under.
Wow. By the way, the public is split on the over under. The big head 94% on the under of the money.
Oh yeah,
Bang.
no
Yeah, but it's
under.
public.
Hold on,
Public shit this
I'm
year.
adding this to my card, my actual card. All right, I'm not gonna forget to do that. But yeah, UCLA is the pick here. Never bet on DJ in big games. I've seen what he does. He vanishes. He sucks.
Dante
His
Moore's on
stats,
fire.
I'm really happy you brought up him being a potential top 10 quarterback because his stats do this to you. And he did this to Clemson people when he filled in for Trevor when Trevor was hurt for a couple games, where he has these big numbers, he has good stats.
Yeah.
When the rest of his teams around him is playing well and they're not playing a good team, DJ sits in the shotgun, doesn't move his back foot, and just throws to open receivers. He can get it to open guys sometimes and puts up decent numbers. Against good defenses, which UCLA is a amazing defense,
They are
arguably the best
very
defense
strong.
in the Pac-12. If you look at it, Oregon's up there,
Yeah, I was
and
gonna say,
UCLA's up there.
Oregon and UCLA.
Utah's the best defense in the Pac-12.
I don't know. I might.
In Oregon State just beat them.
Yeah, but
I don't know.
They
I
don't
would
have
have.
offense.
I would have
defense is
UCLA.
on the field the entire game.
I would have UCLA up there. Oregon, Utah only scored 7 on UCLA on offense.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I really
Oregon,
like
Utah.
UCLA's defense, and I don't think. I mean, I just don't think Oregon State's that good. So this is just a principle: UCLA +4, and definitely adding the under based on everything Tate said.
Yeah, I only am picking UCLA +4 because I'm friends with Tate and I love you, Tate. So
Love
I'm
the
gonna
honesty.
I'm gonna ride. But
a rider.
actually, completely on the similar page as Tyler and Tate, my much larger bet will be the under. I also completely agree. I think UCLA's defense is pretty stout. With that being said, I don't have faith in their offense, so I don't think there will be points from the UCLA side. And I don't have faith that DJ is going to be able to just absolutely dominate and score 1 million. And so with that being said, gonna ride with UCLA because Tate's my boy. And also if it's no points on either side, theoretically it could be kind of close. But the under is the play. The under.
Ooh.
The under.
I like.
If I didn't mention, the under is the play.
I like you riding with your boys you love doing that. I mean, you love Ohio State
Yeah.
for Ryan.
You always ride with me, right?
You always ride with him.
Every
And
time.
your moral last week
I actually
happened to be against Ryan and I's favorite team. It was the Ravens.
You always
and
ride.
The Steelers.
I know.
You love
He's a
riding.
rider.
He's
You're
a
a
rider.
rider. He's a
He
rider.
loves riding.
But I'm his boy.
But okay.
Yeah, we're not your
He's
boys.
his boy.
Nice.
boy.
Yeah, we'll just win.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
I also don't always fade like.
no, of course not.
He doesn't
You
always.
played Ohio State
Yeah.
every single
Mike,
day.
That's not true.
He's
That's
your
not
boy.
true.
Mike,
That's not
he's
true.
your boy, Mike.
I was actually going to add Ohio State to my card,
And then
and
you realize
But then you realize you can't
no,
ride on.
no.
Then you realize Ryan was sitting across the table.
No.
No, he's your boy. I mean, I just wanted to point out.
It
He's
just
your boy.
wasn't. It
It's a-
just
it's a
wasn't
boy
the right
pick.
spot.
It's one of his boy picks.
It's a boy.
Mario, round us out here on the UCLA Oregon State.
For me, this was easy Oregon State -4. I'm not going to be betting this heavily just because I don't want to like go against Tate's team like that. But I see this game. I love the under, by the way, but I see Oregon State, UCLA probably being close in the first half. And then I just don't think. I know Ryan said he thinks this is a bounce back game for Dante Moore. Maybe it is kind of. I don't know. I just don't see him getting it going.
Well, I think-
and I see Oregon State just eventually just pulling away in like third, fourth quarter. I don't know. I see this like a 34-13. Oregon State kind of handles it easily, especially at home. But I like the
I love
under
that,
as well.
except it's 34-24. That's my only difference. I love that.
Okay.
As long as Oregon State whoops them.
Well, there you have it. 2 more games we got to get to. Big SEC showdown right here between 2 previously undefeated teams
Yeah.
who both lost last week in one of them in spectacular fashion.
Go
Missouri
Tigers.
at Kentucky. Kentucky, the home team, -2.5. Over under set at 52.5. We're gonna kick it off with our SEC expert over there in Mr. Peralta. Who do you like here? These 1-loss teams in the SEC, both not out of contention. Who knows what can happen?
It's a weird spot. My gut's just kind of telling me for some reason that Missouri kind of shows up. I don't know why. Kentucky's a good team, though. I think it's going to be a close game, but I can't say too much because I may have a mortal on this game. So
Okay.
Wow.
Wow. That's
Wow, I like it. Mario or Mike.
Well,
SEC mortal, the ACC mortal. I can't handle this week.
I
Have to go all in.
No.
Wait till
We're shocked.
Dude, oh, Jesus.
pick a Big Ten and a Pac-12, and then I'll get an NFL one. That'd actually be pretty electric.
Big 12, you just shit on.
Yeah, Big 12, you're just not.
He's not a Big 12. He's
Well,
not a
I've
writer.
never,
He's not a
I've never
writer.
picked a college
You're not a
mortal.
writer. You're not a
I've also
writer.
never picked a college
You're not
mortal
a
since
writer.
the NFL
Mike, how
started.
do you feel about this game?
To be completely honest, I don't really care, but I'm gonna fade Missouri because they screwed me last week with fading against LSU. So I hate Missouri for that reason. I'm going Kentucky, but I am betting it small because I don't really care.
All right, this has now become a larger play for me. I think Missouri +2.5 in a close one.
Bang.
I am all over this over, though. I love this over a lot. And the more I think about it, the more units I want to add to the over and actually just not even bet Missouri. But I'm going to bet Missouri outright because I think Kentucky are frauds. Devin Leary, he's okay. He's a pretty good quarterback. He's like an average SEC quarterback. Kentucky got absolutely whooped up last week, and they're going to have some fire going into this one, especially back in the front of their home crowd. So I think they do put up points, but I don't think they're good enough to dominate a game, especially not against a 5-1 team in Missouri. And Luther Burden, absolute monster. He's going to go all... I mean, we saw Kentucky's defense literally not make Georgia punt last week. And I know it's Georgia, but all year we've been saying this Georgia offense isn't special.
Yeah.
Georgia put up 50 and played the backups the entire fourth quarter. So Missouri, with a very powerful offense, is going to score a lot of points. Big play on the over 52.5, and then also adding Missouri +2.5.
Yeah, I'll start off with first off, the over. I love everything about it. You explained, perfect pick. Second off, huge overreaction game. Kentucky coming back home here -2.5. This is gonna be a hammer for me. I'm gonna unload a big check on this pick. There's a difference between 5 stars and 3 to maybe 4 stars. Georgia has 5 stars wide receivers and quarterbacks and whatever you want to call them.
Every position.
Doesn't matter if they not have a great offense. If your 5 stars play, you're gonna get shit on. When they play Missouri, Missouri might not even have a 5-star on the team. It might be a sweat. That's
Missouri
all
has a
I'm
better
saying.
receiver
Luther Burden's
than anyone on Georgia, though.
He's playing.
No. I trust me. I love Luther Burden, but I just don't think one player will be able
Yeah.
to take over a good defense in Kentucky. 1 and 2. This is a game for Kentucky where you just got embarrassed. You're coming home. you're more than in contention for anything you want. Your destiny. If you win out, you can easily have Georgia would lose the game. You never know. Like you can be in a bowl game. They haven't been in a bowl game or an important bowl game, So like I just think they can have. I think there's gonna be a murder. I just love Kentucky minus 2.5. I think last week was just their defense was on the field too long. I mean, they would turn the ball over, flags, turn the ball over against the number 1 team in the nation. So I just think Missouri. I mean, Missouri's a little past look. They played LSU last week and put up 1 million points. They're not gonna do that this week. So love Kentucky.
Wow, opposite sides here. Tate.
Yeah, I got something to say about this later.
Whoa, wait.
Whoa.
There's
You guys might have the same mortal? Are you conflicting mortals? How's that parlay work?
I think we might be different parts of the game.
Wow.
Oh,
I hope you
wait.
coordinated this
Maybe.
because
I hope it's both on the same side.
I want to get
Just like first half Missouri, whole game Kentucky.
add 2 of the same legs to the parlay. Well, we're cutting that short then. That's
Love
electric.
that, yeah.
holy
Wow.
smokes.
But boys,
that is
we have
crazy.
one more game. Oregon at Washington. Biggest Pac-12 game of the year so far. Washington minus the 3.
Oh yeah.
Big number for the total, 67 for 2 teams that have been putting up points, but also letting teams not score too much too often. I mean, I have a lot to say about this game. I don't know. I'm going to let Ryan start with it because
yeah,
you've
easy.
been
big
on
Oregon guy.
the Oregon train hard. And this is by far their toughest opponent. So, how do you feel about this one?
I could be just drawing dead here, but I'm actually ridiculously confident in this game. I will be betting Oregon money line and Oregon +3. Their defense has been absolutely perfect this year. I mean, they had one bad game against Texas A&M beginning of the season, close game. They gave up. It was overtime, 30-27. But besides that, it's been just Oregon massacre with the other team scoring very little amount of points.
It's been pretty flawless, yeah.
Yeah, it's been pretty perfect, and I just think Washington's been the opposite, actually. I bet them to cover 2 out of 5 games. They didn't cover. One of the games was actually close at halftime. Penix started out slow in a lot of games. Oh, he obviously is Penix, one of the best players in the country. Got his feet going at the end of games. I just think this isn't a game where he has room to miss.
Yeah.
I think Bo Nix and Franklin will just, they're going to go off. Their running game is good. I just think Oregon as a whole is just very, very good at football, and I don't see Washington stopping them. I do love the under in this game, only because I just think everyone's going to think Pac-12, 2 best quarterbacks in all of college.
Points.
But this is game of the year to make anything happen for your team. You have to win this game if you want a desire to win the college football playoff, in my opinion. This is a huge game, and I just think it's going to be a close game with errors on both sides, flag, slow start. I like the under, but I'm all over my team, Oregon. Let's go.
Wow.
Tate's a big Washington
I
guy.
couldn't be more on the opposite side.
You had Washington to win, right?
Of course, yeah.
Yeah.
Washington to win the Pac-12. I have Michael Penix to win Heisman. I mean, this is a full-on bias pick. I love Michael Penix more than anything in the world. I still think he's going to win Heisman. I think he's the Heisman favorite actually at the moment.
Yeah.
He is the favorite.
He is absolutely insane. I think he'll show up in this spot. I mean, every game that people say, like he maybe struggled against teams, they were like 25-point favorites, and maybe they didn't cover the 20-point spread. Like, who cares? Oregon has looked absolutely dominant, except they should have one loss on their card against Texas Tech. That game was insane. Somehow they won that game. It is a W on their record, but they should not be an undefeated team. So I think they're going to go into Washington and play at one of the hardest places to play in all of college football. It's statistically in everyone's list one of the top 5 hardest places and the most electric college football atmospheres in anywhere in the country.
Crazy stadium.
It's a crazy stadium. Washington is going to be rocking. They're going to be ready. It's going to be fun. I'm going to bet the Washington side, but I'm super excited to watch this game. It's my Heisman favorite, my Pac-12 pick to win the division.
No, that's electric. I'm right there with you. I mean, this was my pick to win the Pac-12. We were together on that. Not my pick to win Heisman, but I love him. Like I think just the way he plays football is so much fun to watch. Reminds me a lot of who was the Tennessee quarterback last year? Someone remind me. What was his name? Quarterback of Tennessee. No one?
Hooker.
Hendon Hooker. Yeah. Hendon Hooker, the way he played last year, just like so many deep balls. Like Michael Penix's deep ball is awesome. He throws that so well. Romeo Oduzier, their wide receiver 1, absolute beast. But I think this is gonna be a great game. I don't think either team's gonna blow any. I don't think anyone's gonna blow out here.
Definitely not gonna be a blowout.
Washington, very tough place to play. In games like this, I just like to go with the home team. So I'm gonna go with the quarterback. I think is the better quarterback, and the home team here. I think 3 is a reasonable number. The spread is very fair to me. This is exactly what I thought the number would be going into the week. Some of these other spreads we talked about, I think, are a little weird. This one to me made perfect sense.
Yeah.
It's like they're about even. Home gives you about 3 points in college. I'm gonna go with better quarterback. Give me Washington -3.
Yeah, I mean, once again, in one of the very rare times that Ryan and I are on completely the exact same side, I've been riding with Bo Nix since preseason, just as Ryan has.
Because
I'm gonna continue to ride.
Ryan's your boy.
Yeah, and I ride with my boys.
Yeah.
I ride
He's
with
a
my
rider.
boys.
He's a rider.
He likes to
does that?
ride his
Mike
boys.
loves to ride his boys.
No,
rides his boys.
No,
Yeah.
no,
T-time.
that's a little weird.
So you like Oregon?
I do love Oregon. I love Bo Nix, and not only do I love Bo Nix, but I love the Oregon defense, and I think they're arguably one of the strongest in the Pac-12, as we were talking about earlier. But anyways, if that's the case, let's go Oregon, baby.
Go Ducks.
Yep.
Quack, quack.
Mario, round us out here.
Yeah, this was a tough one. Nothing tricky about it. I'm just kind of going with the team I think is better. I'm going to go with Oregon +3. I know Washington's -3, but it's plus money. I don't know. It's a little bit weird with that. I don't know. I haven't been sold on Michael Penix. He's been amazing, but like at the same
Really?
time, he's been very, very good. But like at
watch
the
the
same
games,
time,
you
like
can
when you
see
watch the games, like I was
It's different than the stats.
yeah, it's different than the
actually.
stats because like you'll see him like he'll have a receiver wide open deep, and it's like Caleb Williams. That ball's on the money, at least like catchable. Like I've seen him repeatedly like miss people
I
like
see what you're talking about.
wide open, and I'm just like it's kind of questionable. Like he'll make amazing passes, thread the needle between three, and then just miss completely. Where it's like, what happened on like your mechanics there? I don't know. I just feel like there's no room for error here. And I
Yeah.
feel like the way Oregon plays football, it's a little bit more systematic, and Washington's a little bit more like off the talent of Michael Penix, and I think the better sound team pulls away. So
As an SEC guy, quick question before we round it out. Do you have any Bo Nix PTSD from big games?
I mean, I'm not going to be betting this game heavily. I'm kind of just going to enjoy this more as a fan.
Yeah.
But I know how he is in big games.
That's why. That's another reason why I'm all.
But he's
over
also a
Washington.
much better. This is like
But this is a-
Burrow, Ohio
but
It's
State.
a different Bo Nix.
Well, it's a different
Yeah.
Bo Nix because this is a 6th-year dude. Like
Yeah.
he's playing against little kids. So, I mean, I see what you're saying. I know, trust me, I know how he was at Auburn. It's,
Awful.
I mean, it was great being an LSU fan. Turnover after turnover. But yeah, no, I just give me the better team, better defense, better, I think just all around team. I'm going to go with Oregon +3.
Papa
Wow.
John's, baby. Better
Well, there
pizza,
you
better
have-
ingredients.
Those were our games of the week.
Love it.
And now we get to get into our favorite part of the show.
yeah.
Let's
yeah.
talk about our
Oh.
cards and then give you the mortals. Here we are, gentlemen. It is time for the cards. We're going to give you
best part.
every best bet we have for college football for the entire week. After we go over the cards, we're going to talk about our best upset picks, and then the mortal locks
Mortal lock
tell you
time,
what
baby.
parlay you are sweating to pay you a whole lot of money, over $1,000 this week.
Let's do it.
Mario, start us out. Your full college football card.
All right. Kicking it off, we got Colorado -11.5 for Stanford. This game's on Friday, by the way, so
I love
get it
that.
in. Always got to ride Colorado. Let's go Buffs. Georgia Tech's on a bye, so unfortunately they're not in this week. Maryland -14 against Illinois. Texas A&M, Tennessee over 55.5. Penn State -42.5 plus the under 56 against UMass. Sharpest
Thread the needle.
48-0.
Thread the needle.
Threading the needle.
What?
No, I love that.
The percentage of going 2-0 on that pick.
Wait, sorry. Say the spread in the over.
Yeah, it's 42.5.
Is the spread.
And then over-under is 56.
Good.
I mean, that over-under has to be the sharpest over-under.
So if
Them covering is 3/4 of the over.
so, if the other team scores
56.
56.
52-6.
wait, so it's 56 and the spread's 42.5. So the other
Yeah.
team scores 7 points, you're dead.
49-6.
If they score
it's a
one
sweat.
touchdown, you lose the bet.
No matter what, you lose
No
one.
matter what,
You
it's-
lose one.
You lose one of them. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's electric.
I
I
love
love that. Wow. Who do they play?
UMass.
That's good.
The over, my over last
That's
week.
good. That's good. Sorry, continue.
No, it's my sharpest bet of the week. Oregon +3 against Washington. Louisville -7.5 against Pitt. Another double up. LSU -11 plus the LSU Auburn over 60. UNC Miami +3.5 against UNC. UAB +10 against UTSA.
Love it. The
'Cause,
classic
yeah, the
UTSA
classic fade
against-
UTSA.
UAB, most underrated team in college football.
Notre Dame, USC over 62.5. And that's it.
Ooh, a very condensed card, but a couple double ups there.
Yeah, a couple
like it.
double ups.
I like it. Low concentration. Mike?
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's start with the games that we already talked about. Going with USC versus Notre Dame over of 63. We're going to go with a light sprinkle on UCLA +4. And also double up on the UCLA Oregon State under of 55. We are going to go with Oregon +2.5 versus Washington, which we already talked about. Also the Oregon-Washington under of 67. We are going to go with Stanford +11.5 versus Colorado because Colorado. We're going to go
Blow
with
that out.
Oh.
Blow that out.
or sharp
Shador.
extra sharp HD. All right, Syracuse +17.5 versus Florida State. If I'm a fish, I swim. We're gonna go with UAB +10 as previously mentioned.
There we go.
And then we're gonna finish off with, I hate doing this, hate going against the armed forces, but Troy -4.5. There's 38% of the bets, but 94% of the money is on Troy. -4.5 is the sharp
They play
bet.
Army or Navy?
Army.
Army.
Yeah.
Okay.
That rounds it out.
Yeah, that's it.
I like it.
Oh, wow.
All right, here we go. Let's lock in. Bigger card this week. Starting off every card the same way for the entire year. Air Force,
Force.
minus
Air
the
Force,
10.5.
Shut up, Kyle!
Friend of
Shout
the
out
pod.
Kyle, minus the 10.5 over Wyoming. Pained me to do this because Wyoming got me back and hit my mortal last week, but Wyoming's a good team. Air Force is minus 10.5.
Bang.
This line is telling you something.
Stupid.
Air Force by 20.
Bet the Force.
Yeah.
Let's
I
get
like
them.
it.
How about we put them in the top 25? All right.
like it.
How about we rank them? Colorado minus 11.5 over Stanford on Friday night. As Mario said, get this one in. Good thing we're posting this on Thursday. You got plenty of time.
Exactly.
First time in the entire season, the public is not on Colorado.
Love that.
Public is on Stanford. So they've completely switched after the 3 games in a row where Colorado has either lost or not covered.
Yep.
I hate
Ohio
that
State
one.
minus 19.5 at Purdue. This is a blowout. Purdue sucks. USC plus the 3 at Notre Dame. Alabama minus 19.5 over Arkansas. Missouri, Kentucky over 52.5. I love Washington minus the 3 over Oregon. We already talked about that. Texas A&M plus the 3.5 at Tennessee. Also betting this one outright. I think A&M is a much better team than Tennessee. They really haven't found anything this year for the Vols. Louisville minus 7.5 at Pittsburgh. Love this line. It's a really weird spot. I thought this line would be a lot bigger, but I have watched both these teams play every single week. Pittsburgh is terrible. They've won 1 game all season. Louisville will blow them out. They have something to play for now. UAB plus 10 at UTSA. I love how that's on all of our cards.
Yeah. Has to be.
Has to be.
UTSA fit.
Washington State minus 8 against Arizona. I think people are down on Washington State and up on Arizona based on what they saw last week, and I'm completely fading that sentiment. Arizona is not that good. USC just has a terrible defense. Washington State is a very good team with a really good quarterback. They just played one of the better defenses they will play. So bigger bet on Washington State here. UCLA plus the 4 at Oregon State, which is a 1-unit play, and then a bigger play on the under 54.5 UCLA Oregon State that Tate just brought up. Boise State minus 7.5 at Colorado State. And last play, UNLV minus 9.5 at Nevada. Nevada is the worst team in college football.
Also,
they're bad.
not to mention UNLV is 5-0 against the spread.
Yeah,
5-0.
and Nevada
5-0, 5-0.
they're the worst team in college football
Yep.
by far. They haven't won a game. They will not win a game. This is a blowout. So yeah, last game,
UNLV's
15
actually
games.
not bad.
I like
15
that.
games on the card. Big week.
Well, Nevada's the sharpest team because they fade their own spread.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Sharp. Ooh.
They're in Vegas.
they're in Vegas. They're
Yeah,
betting against
they're
themselves.
making money. Yeah.
And it is UNLV, who's also in Vegas. So Vegas game.
Yep.
Let's
Love
go to Vegas.
Well, go to the
we should-
game.
yeah.
Let's
This might be a sign.
the signs. All right,
UNLV Nevada.
Ryan, I think you want to go
No,
last.
I got something to say, so I'll take.
Ryan, I guess he's playing some sort of game.
Wait,
Tate,
what's
go
that?
ahead.
I'm playing
Mixing
games.
it up.
Mixing it up. I like
Tate,
it.
go ahead. Let's hear it.
Big college football this week.
All
We're
of
gonna
us.
start. We're gonna start. No, mine's big though. We're gonna start it off on Friday night. Fresno State minus 6 at Utah State. Utah State is not actually good. Fresno State will bounce back after that loss to Wyoming last week. They're gonna win this game by 25. It's not gonna be a sweat. Friday night, I've been electric. Memphis on Friday night as well, plus 5 at home against Tulane. I think Memphis wins this game outright. Actually, Ohio State minus 19.5 at Purdue. Purdue is not a good football team. Ohio State should just roll over them.
Yep.
James Madison minus 4.5 against Georgia Southern. UCLA, Oregon State under 54. We talked about this already. Cal at Utah under 45.5. Utah is 5-0 in unders this year. I think Cal is what I think they have a
Bad.
decent offense, but whatever. This game's going way under. Cal plus 13.5 at Utah as well. Love this. Penn State team total over a 49.5 versus UMass. UMass is the worst.
Wow.
I think it's what Ryan said last week, the second worst defense in all of college football.
You're gonna need 50 to 3.
Penn State's third string
49-0.
players will be
49-0.
putting up points in this game. It's gonna be awesome. Toledo Ball State over 48.5. 18-4 hitting this over with quarterback Finn. Shout out quarterback Finn. I love you.
Shout out last week.
Friend of the
18-2 against conference opponents. So that is a beautiful play. Georgia team total over a 45.5 at Vanderbilt. Vanderbilt has also one of the worst defenses, and they're 5-0 against the spread in overs. I'm just taking the team total over because I think Georgia could actually shut them out. Washington versus Oregon. Michael freaking panics for Heisman. Maryland minus 14 versus Illinois. Illinois is 0-5 against the spread. Maryland fought against Ohio State last week. They're at home this week. They're going to kill Illinois. Missouri plus 2.5 at Kentucky. LSU versus Auburn over 61.5. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. LSU overs win every time. LSU also minus 11.5 versus Auburn. UNC minus 3.5 versus Miami. We talked about this earlier. Duke, NC State under 46.5. A backup quarterback for Duke. I'm pretty sure Riley Leonard, even if Riley Leonard plays, he's going to be beat up. And they both have really good defenses. Brendan Armstrong's not good. This is the easiest under ever. UAB plus 10
Automatic.
at
Woo!
UTSA.
Automatic.
This is now a consensus pick. Screw UTSA.
If Ryan has it on the card, it is.
Oh, it's my pick.
Oh, wait,
Yeah,
sorry.
sorry.
Pitt plus 8 versus Louisville. Pitt is awful. Why on earth are they just over a touchdown underdog to Louisville? I'm taking the sharp side, Pitt plus 8. Notre Dame, USC over 62.5. And my crappy pick of the week, UNLV minus 9.5 at Nevada.
Give me some.
I want to put it on my card.
Also, my last game. It's also
I'm
the
gonna
last
add
game on
that to
my
my
card.
I want to, but I'm 0-5 at adding things to my card.
All right, you don't
So I'm
definitely
not,
don't
I'm not,
add.
for the boys, I'm not gonna.
I'm
do
gonna add it.
But I love it so much.
Mario adds the card.
Yeah, add it to the card.
All right.
All right, so coming up to me right now. Last week was disappointing. Something I don't do very often, and that's lose. And it hurt a lot. I was at 62%, brought my average down. I was under 500 last week by a million. I was like 30%. So it's time to put my money where my mouth is. So I know we have the episode now, college football. I'm going to combine it with the one tomorrow on Friday for NFL. For my full card, if I am not over 60% on the week,
Oh my God.
I will give $50 to one person who comments on one of the 3 videos this week.
Wait,
the Wednesday
what?
recap,
Whoa.
the Thursday college football, or the Friday NFL. If you comment on one of these videos and I'd go under 60%, one of you are getting $50.
Like you're gonna send
I
the
will pay
bet
out of
note.
my own pocket.
Wait, combined picks.
NFL and college football together. My
card.
total
Wow.
card. If it's not over 60%, I will be giving a person that
Wow.
only comments. You have to comment, and I will be giving you $50
That's
out of my
electric.
own pocket.
That is
for one
electric.
player.
He's
That's
putting
a
his,
man
he's
who's
putting his money
confident.
where his mouth
It's time to
is.
put my
Yep.
money where my mouth is, and let's go over the
He's
picks.
laying
I
the
love
chips
that.
all on the
I love
laying.
that.
You have a lot of picks, too.
I
so-
got a
I'm
lot
gonna
of
add
picks.
every single one of these to my card.
Huge picks. First off, we got to go to Friday Night Lights. You can never complain. Tulane, Memphis, under 56. Two really good teams, both 4-1. They're gonna play it close. It's gonna go under. Trust me. Colorado minus 11.5 on Friday too. against Stanford.
love it.
They're just a better team than Stanford. Their offense will score. Stanford won't. Back into Saturday, Ohio State minus 19.5 is gonna be a murder. Purdue is terrible. Florida State. Team total over of 36.5 against Syracuse. Syracuse gives away points like it's no one's business.
Yeah.
UNC just killed them. Florida State's going to roll over them. Iowa State, Cincy, over 46. Iowa State actually been scoring a lot of points against teams that isn't named Penn State, so I just think they're going to ride. It'll be easy. Big over. Toledo, first half, minus 8.5 against Ball State. It's Ball State.
Yeah,
Come on,
I
you're never,
mean, no,
it's-
yeah,
anything against Ball State, you're hammering.
Shout out
Fair
quarterback
enough.
Finn.
Fair
Yeah,
enough.
shout
I
out
don't know
Finn.
Ball State, but I like
You
Ball
love
State.
it.
I like
Ball
that.
State.
I like the logic.
Yeah, right. Penn State, UMass over 56. Shout out my moral last week, UMass. I think it's gonna be a lot of points. Penn State's gonna might score 60.
I'm
UMass,
sniping it.
UMass
I'm sorry, I'm sniping it. That's
That's
gonna be your one loss. That's your one loss.
That's fine. Oregon plus 3 against Washington. We already talked about. I loved it. Tennessee minus 3.5 against Texas A&M. I think Tennessee. People don't realize Tennessee still has a chance to be relevant. They only have one loss, and they have to play Georgia this year. So if they continue winning, they could be relevant in the SEC. Kansas minus 3 versus Oklahoma State. Kansas is very good. Their only bad game was against Texas with a backup quarterback. Last week they were 2-point favorites and they won by 30. So I love that. Maryland team total over 32. This team scores. And Illinois is terrible.
Yeah,
They
love
score.
that.
They score. Miami, Ohio, minus 8.5. Very sneaky, 5-1 good team. Western Michigan's absolutely terrible. Should be a blowout. Louisville minus 7.5 against Pitt. I might be 100% wrong. You might be right about the fish play. I just can't. Pitt's terrible.
No, I know.
I've watched
I know,
3 Pitt
they're
games this year. It made me want to
Same.
hurt myself. But I see your logic. Washington State team total over 33.5. Just in case Arizona does some weird thing like they do last week. Washington State's going to score.
Yeah,
ton
they're
of
gonna
points.
score.
But just in case something happens, I like the over. LSU Auburn over 60. That should be a mandatory play for everyone for the rest of the time.
Yep.
What do we have? Texas Tech minus 1.5 against Kansas State. Texas Tech's much better team than Kansas State. Kansas State looked horrible against Oklahoma State last week.
Who's the home team?
Easy bet. Kansas State.
Okay.
Notre Dame, USC over 63 points. Like I said, Kentucky minus 2.5 against Missouri. I love Leary. He's going to ball out. Mandatory pick UAB plus 10 against UTSA. Everybody loves that pick. End of the card with the no matter who plays at quarterback, Duke minus 3.5 versus NC State. I love that pick. NC State's terrible. They played a good game last week. They looked shitty against Louisville and scored 10 points the week before. I love Duke this week.
Wow.
Yeah,
I love that.
Duke
That's
is
a
allowing,
quality
I
card.
think, like the third least amount of points behind like Michigan.
And Ohio State.
Yeah, no,
Yep. It's going to be, I don't want to pay you $50, but you have nothing to lose to comment on one of these videos.
shoot
and
a
have chance
comment.
$50. Subscribe, like, do whatever you want, but get that comment.
Yeah, this
in.
is just his
I
own
might
thing.
comment.
This is
That's what I mean.
completely,
Nothing
completely
to do.
separate from
I got
everyone
you
else. One bet I completely forgot to add to my card that I heard he just said, and I said I would add USC Notre Dame over 63.
yeah,
That was
got
like
it.
I wasn't on my card. I think when I read it off, but make sure that's on my card.
Yeah.
All right. Upset of the week time. This is what used to be our best bets, and have turned into a complete travesty.
Fire has
No one's hitting hitting anything. This week I hit. I want to start us off.
Is it huge again?
It's a big number. I have 2 weeks ago I gave you plus 950.
Yep.
They were up 20-7. Last week I gave you Vanderbilt over Florida. Did not hit at all. Terrible pick.
True.
This week I am swinging for the fences as well.
Okay. All right.
He's got to get back. You know, he's going to keep trying to get back.
I'm
Batters
betting
up.
against one of the best teams in the country.
Okay.
And I'm betting them to lose outright.
Okay.
Holy smokes.
Syracuse plus 650 at Florida State. Yeah.
Well, it's definitely a swing for the fence.
This is a big play, and I'm going to be putting multiple units on the money line here. I think this spot is really sweet for a couple reasons. I actually don't think Florida State's going to lose. But I love
Okay.
No. But I love
He's telling you to burn your money.
He loves the principle.
No, but I love the 6.5 to 1 on this because I think this happens more times than you're getting paid to do it.
All right.
Yeah.
Syracuse their last 2 games were Clemson and North Carolina. Before that they were undefeated
Correct.
and they were looking really good.
They're the second
They
highest
had-
points in all.
Yeah, they were the only team with top 5 offense and defense efficiency. So their defense actually wasn't really giving up points before they played the last 2 weeks.
2 good teams.
Yeah,
two
they played
two good teams, yeah. Florida State they've played a lot of really close games recently. They haven't been. I don't think they've covered. They covered Clemson in overtime, but that game went to overtime. And then the week before that, they didn't cover in Boston College. So they played 3 close games last week. I know they didn't cover the 24. It was a win, but they played a bad team. I think Syracuse is able to do something here. Florida State is not going to get up for this game. Syracuse, it's like a line in the sand game. They're either going to get blown out or it's going to be close. And I think if it's close, Syracuse might have the pieces to get there. Everyone's way off Syracuse. Everyone's way on Florida State. This is just if you don't believe me, put half a unit on it. This is one of those
Core unit.
when Syracuse is up 14-3 going into the second quarter, this is going to be one you want to have on the card. Maybe you hedge out for free. I don't know. I have a gut feel about this one. This is the week I get close to
They
it.
play North Carolina and Clemson gets smacked. Florida State.
We'll see. We'll see.
Outright win. Bang.
Ryan, what's your upset?
This is one I've been planning this for 2 weeks. I was all over this. I have Cal plus 375 against Utah. Utah's offense is terrible this year.
Terrible.
Terrible. Don't get me wrong. Their defense is very, very good. But Cal's been putting up points on teams every single week. Doesn't matter who they play, 30 Bergs, 40 Bergs all week, or every year, all year. And I just think I'm all over this pick. It's so juicy. I love the plus 375. Utah, even if like some miracle they announce Cam Rising's playing, it's going to take him a while to get back into stride after not playing for 6 weeks.
That guy's been maybe playing for the last
if he
6
plays,
weeks.
he doesn't want to play, whatever. I love it. I think Cal puts up 70 points. Utah can't run with it. I love plus 375. A lot of juice there.
Ooh, a lot of juice.
I like
Tate?
that.
Sorry, I didn't talk about the Missouri games because I was saving for my upset, not my mortal.
Okay.
Oh, a little
The
disappointing.
letdown.
A
So
little
conflict
disappointing.
there.
Okay.
Sorry to you guys and the viewers. I'm gonna make a little Michael pick here, but I just loved this pick so much. I absolutely love Missouri. They're only plus 115. Plus, yeah, that's right. It's a Michael pick. Yep.
It's a big upset.
But I've been sharp on upset picks.
You have.
So
You're the only one really hitting them. To be
Yeah.
honest.
So Kentucky is a huge public favorite, and this is a classic Vegas line. They have to make the ranked home team a favorite against the team that just played LSU. They just played LSU tough, and they had a serious chance to beat them outright
Could've won that game.
most of the game easily. And they should have. I mean, it was a miracle that LSU covered that game.
was
Should have
never
been
a
much.
sweat.
Should have been much closer than it was. I think Brady Cook is going to absolutely cook on this
Ooh, the wordplay.
Kentucky team, and Luther Burden is going to burn their secondary all day long.
I mean, that's true.
Burden's
I
gonna
think Devin
burn.
Leary, I
Cook's
think
gonna
honestly
cook.
think Devin Leary just can't keep up with their offense. Not to mention after the LSU game, Missouri still has like a top half rushing defense, which makes no sense because they ran all over them. And I know that Kentucky has a good running back. I don't think it matters. I don't think they're going to be able to keep up with Missouri's offense, and I think they have something to prove after losing like a heartbreaker at home to LSU. I think it's going to be a great game. I don't think Kentucky's played anyone this year that's very good other than Georgia, and they got smacked.
Ooh, I like it. All right, Mr. Yoon.
Well, Tate, I'm going to preface this by saying you are not the lowest juice of
There's
the upset
really no
picks.
way.
There's no way you're worse than plus 115.
I pinky
Pick
promise.
an upset.
I'm actually going to pick the Texans at plus 100. They're pretty
That's
much
not an upset. That's even money.
They are quite literally the underdogs, and they are plus money.
It's even money.
That's
That's
plus money.
not plus money. That's even money.
That's the definition.
one
of
to
plus
It
money.
says EV, like even. Like
You're
every.
getting a
you're
dollar,
getting
you get a dollar
1-to-1.
back.
You do not get plus money. Plus money means you bet $1 and get more than
Am I
$1.
live changing?
Go ahead. Give out an even.
All right, all right.
Give an even money pick for the upset.
I'm going to give an even money pick for my upset this week. It's going to be the Texans plus 100. They're going against the Ravens. This is my...
No, the
See-
Saints.
They're
not
not
playing
playing
the
the Ravens. What the?
Like, literally, what's going on right now?
Voice just
what?
changes everything. Well,
Wait, you would have picked them
picked
even
the Ravens, but
against
not
the
the Saints.
Ravens?
yeah.
What?
The Titans are playing the Ravens in London this week.
Oh, bro, that's crazy. Well,
Dude,
my
Texas got him down this
Bro,
week.
what the hell?
Yeah, my brain is jumbled.
It's the dyslexia.
I don't know. What to
Are
do
you giving
here.
out the Texans even money against the Saints?
Sure.
Okay.
All right. That's
Dang.
upset of the week for
We
my.
Could we put warning?
Wow.
Like,
There it
above
is.
that pick, like big
There
warning.
you
Wow.
have it. No, that's
That was
his.
something.
That was-
Comment if you think this should actually count as an upset pick.
No, it's,
No, it counts.
It's his
Oh,
upset.
it's
I mean,
gonna hit. It's gonna hit.
Comment you think.
I don't-
Comment the score of the Texans Ravens game. You think will happen?
everyone. Well, that spread also. Like the fact that you thought that was going to be a pick'em game is crazy for if it was Texans Ravens.
Does this even help his like
No,
percentage? Like if you hit this, you just stay even. Right?
No, he gets a unit.
Yeah,
I'll give
yeah,
you one
unit. Yeah,
but
what you
like,
mean?
I mean, the viewers, I'm sure, probably understood what
Yeah,
we meant by
also-
upset of the week.
Also, the Ravens don't
I mean,
play the Texans this year.
And if they did, it would be like at least 4 or 5 point
Yeah, yeah,
favorites.
Yeah,
Like,
I'm just saying.
Shut. The
wow,
philosopher.
The
that,
philosopher.
He's down bad from Texas.
that
I mean,
really
yeah.
shook
Yeah,
me
that was
up
a
right
lot
there.
That was just a like.
That
was
was the
jumbled.
next level moment. Someone
It's cool because it
clip
started
this.
off with, sorry, Tate, you're not going to be the lowest. And we're like, 115. What do you mean? He goes,
What the heck?
yeah, plus 100. We're like, what?
not even
yeah,
an
I have
upset.
Texans Ravens. What do you
I was so confused because I mean I'm a Saints fan. So
Every
I
moment
know
I was
like,
confused. All right, Mario, give us something we can live with.
Holy crap. Yeah, Mario, go ahead.
Okay, my upset of the week. I got the Friday game, Memphis plus 165 against Tulane. I think it's going to be a close game, and I don't know. I just like Memphis in the spot. So
Love it.
and it's my first
The
Friday
Memphis
pick.
And
Of
the
the,
under.
first Friday pick of the year. So let's get
There
one.
you have it.
Good
All
luck.
right.
Bang.
Wow, what a way to end that. I mean, I'm still
Shout out
shooken
something.
up on the Michael pick,
Oh my
but
God.
I need to
Shout out
refocus because it is the most important part of the show. It's time for the Mortal Locks.
Bang. Bang.
Lock.
Ladies and gentlemen, people say there is no such thing as a free lunch. Well, we've changed all that. And we're here to give you a lot more than some stupid sandwiches.
The Subscribers Picks Parlay is a brand new way for you guys, the viewers, to have a chance at a free roll of all of our bets. Now, as gamblers, I know there's literally nothing better than a free roll. And that's what we intend to do by spending our money to give you guys a chance to win up to $1,500 for free every single week.
Here's how it works. At the end of each show during football season, we are going to be giving out our best bets of the week against the spread. These are known as our mortal locks. After everyone's given out their pick, we are going to be calculating live on the show how much a $50 bet would pay on the 5-way mortal lock parlay. Typically, this is going to pay out over $1,200. If all 5 of those bets hit this week, we are going to be giving away 100% of the winnings to one lucky person at no cost to you, the viewer, at all.
And all you have to do to have a chance at winning the Subscriber Picks Parlay is like the video, leave a comment, and subscribe to the channel. Us here at the pod appreciate any support we get on our videos. We can't wait for the week where we get to give away over $1,000 to one loyal subscriber. So if the parlay hits this week, we'll select one winner from our subscriber pool and announce that winner first thing in next week's episode.
We are locked in, boys. I can feel it. College football, NFL football is finally here, and we're going to hit that parlay multiple times this year, and you can get on the action and sweat it out with us right now. Now, there's a few ways you can do that. Like, comment, subscribe. Oh yeah, baby. Share with a friend, and you're going to win some money this year with us too.
We are here, mortal lock time. All 5 of us back in the parlay
We're
for
back.
the first time
Oh, yeah.
in a few weeks. We dealt with some relegation issues.
That
That is no longer
no
a
more.
worry. No one is on relegation watch right now,
Bad.
and no one is relegated.
Full
so
staff.
Max payout.
We've got
max
first
payout.
round.
the gang
Full
is
staff.
back. You're going to be a 5-way parlay. We're going to put $50 on it, parlay all these mortal locks, and pay you out whatever it hits. We've already done that once before. Let's do it again. Mario, kick us off. The hottest mortal pick in the group, 5-2 so
Give
far.
it to me. What am I hammering this
What
week?
is the mortal lock this week?
As I mentioned earlier, it was about the Missouri-Kentucky game. My mortal this week is going to be the Missouri-Kentucky over 52.5.
Give it to me!
Yep.
Got
Give
on the
it to
card.
me!
Last week, honestly, was my first time watching Missouri. I had heard about Luther Burden because Ryan has been telling me to bet Luther Burden's over receiving yards every week,
yeah.
which was an absolute wagon. Still probably is.
Rock me, baby.
Cook was, I don't know his first name.
Brady Cook.
Brady Cook. That was my first time watching him. He was actually way better than I
He's
thought.
good.
And I mean, Devin Leary's good too. So I just think it'll be a close game, lots of scoring. Yeah, just love this
I
over.
love that.
Ooh.
I love it.
I like it. I'm so happy I have that on my card.
No,
I get to ride a Mario Mortal.
Oh, boys. I'm going to switch us over into the NFL. I'm going to take my new favorite offense of the entire league,
Okay.
the Niners, -5 against the Browns. I was going to make this my game of the year.
Wow.
I was going to make this my game of the year. I
close.
already have about 20 units on this already put into the account. I don't know what to say. I mean, they are the most explosive offense in the entire league. The Browns, they have a good defense. It doesn't matter. It literally doesn't matter.
matter. I agree.
Christian McCaffrey, Deebo Samuel, Brandon Ayuk, and you
George
know what?
Kittle.
You know what? Here's the thing. Tyler and I were talking last week during the last 49ers and Cowboys games. Brock Purdy, you know what he is? He's a winner. That guy wins.
Yeah.
And you know what winners do?
Win.
Is they also cover spreads. Because winners win, but legends cover. And this guy is going to be a legend.
I love that.
I have so many units on display, and I'm going to put way more because I'm going to make, oh my God, I might hire like 6 bookies right now and just bang, 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 bang. Every line base is going to call my name, Michael, Yoon. What do you want? You want the Niners? Yes! Bang! Give me line credit! Bang! I'll do it next.
It's just
Wow.
just a mega whale.
Wow, mega whale.
I can't because I
this
just
game-
can't. I
this
have
game-
to contain myself or
No,
else
this
I
is-
will literally die.
This is his Trinity test. Oppenheimer.
Oppenheimer
Yeah.
nuke play.
Double.
I am excited to talk about this. On
it a
the
game of the
Friday
week,
episode.
Mike?
Oh my!
This is gonna be a
Can
fun
we at least
game
call
to
it game
talk
of the
about.
week? Better
It's
week?
my game of the month.
Wow.
It's only appropriate if I have this many units. It has to be my game of the month.
it has to be.
I've never made a game of the month or a game of the year. This is the first time I've ever done in my life.
It's electric.
Let's go Niners!
Let's go.
I love it.
Bang!
Wow. I might need to ride. We'll see what happens.
Oh,
on the
you
Friday
gonna
episode when we
ride?
talk
You gonna
about
ride today?
I was
You
definitely.
gonna
gonna
ride
be talking
today?
about
I was
game.
definitely not positioned that way.
Y'all gonna ride
Switch
today?
positions. You got to
I might
run.
have to switch positions.
Mike
You're
might-
gonna do a 180 and 360 and
Hey.
540.
Game of the month though. Let's turn October into
Bang.
October. Give me some. Let's go.
Bang.
Game of the month.
Brocktober.
All right. Here's the mortal lock. This is the easiest bet on the card. Everyone's this tricky line. What happens? You flip flop. No. North Carolina -3.5 over Miami.
Bang.
This is
Bang.
the first mortal I hit this year was North Carolina. Very similar line, -2.5 against South Carolina.
Yep.
A lot of people, why is this line so close? South Carolina, this and that. North Carolina goes out, beats them by 2 touchdowns. Every week, the line for North Carolina starts really small for some reason. Maybe Vegas doesn't think they're very good. Maybe they, technically, I don't know, whatever stats you want to look at, aren't that good. But all I'll tell you is this. Drake May and the North Carolina Tar Heels are the least talked about, most slept on team in college football for being
agree.
undefeated. There is a very, very, very good chance they end the season undefeated and go and play either a Florida State or a Louisville undefeated team. They don't play either of those in the schedule. Really weird, the stat for the ACC.
Crazy.
All 3 undefeated teams don't play each other.
They fumble
There is a
that.
chance all 3 teams end undefeated and only 2 of them can be in the championship. Really weird statistical thing.
Yep.
But on this game, I am telling you, Miami is done. Miami is done. What I saw last week, those players were crying on the sidelines.
Yep.
They are done.
They have nothing to play for.
They go into North Carolina. This is the first year in a while Clemson is completely out of the way. They've been North Carolina's Achilles heel forever. They are out of the way. This game is in UNC. This stadium is going to be rocking. Drake May has been on fire. Last week, 500 yards, 4 touchdowns. This is a blowout. If this line was -8.5, I am betting North Carolina heavy. I am betting
me
this.
too.
I will alt spread it. I will do everything.
If it was a
This is
number.
no, but I'm telling you, you should alt spread it that much. It doesn't matter what Vegas said it. I love this play. This is a big, big, big mortal lock, and I could not be more excited to watch this just easy hit.
I love that.
I hope it
I
hits.
actually really, I
mean,
love that.
it should hit.
Yeah,
I love
They
that.
should murder him. They're the better team. All right, back to the beautiful well of me getting hot right now. The random generator has been working. The card might not look good last week, but the random generator did its job.
Yeah.
So
Bang.
we're back on that thing. Picked my perfect card. Picked a random generator, and we have the Texas State UL Monroe over 64.
Wow.
Crazy how the real quick. It's crazy how the random generator back-to-back weeks picked overs of like 2 crappy teams. But
This is a wild.
It's the crappy quarterback over logic.
I hope that's true because Texas State ranks 99th in points given up on defense. UL Monroe ranks 117th. Texas State is a minus 17-point favorite, averaging 43 points a game. Wow. UL Monroe, when they don't play a team inside the top 20 defense, because they play good teams this year, they score 30 points a game. This is going to be a murder by Texas State, and it's going to be an over by Texas State. Could be by themselves, could be by both teams, but I'm telling you,
Low
this-
80s.
Yeah, it could be. I love low 80s.
Low 80s.
Last week, the over was a lock in the third quarter. I think you're going to get similar to this week. Texas State, I mean, they're averaging 42 a game as a 17-point favorite.
Yeah.
And this should be a murder, and they should score a ton of points.
No. I love it.
They're
Wow.
both
I love
almost
it.
outside the top 100
What a
defense.
game.
What a game. What
Texas
a
State,
What a
UL
game to
Monroe.
have on the.
Texas State, UL Monroe.
I'm 2-0 and I'm back. I'm getting
I
ready.
never thought I would have to watch that game, but I'm gonna.
Oh, we're gonna be
it.
watching.
It's gonna be all over it. Yeah.
I love
Okay,
me some Monroe.
Round us out, Tate.
End this war.
What's
Bring
the
me
last
home.
pick?
Bring us home.
What's the last pick?
The last pick of the Mortal Lock Parlay this week is going to be the BYU at TCU over 52.5.
Okay.
Points.
I love my overs. I missed last week. We're back this week.
We're back.
Bang.
Very-
Revenge.
This parlay is crazy.
Here's some info for you. TCU has a bottom half secondary ranking this year, and Keaton Slovis has been balling. He's going to pick them apart, and BYU should put up at least 28 points this year. They are averaging 25.8 points per game. TCU is averaging 31.3 points per game. You do the math. It's mathin'. When Keaton Slovis is quarterback in his career, This over of 52.5 has hit 35 of 43 times.
Wow.
When so they've hit over 52
Shout out Keaton.
points 35 of the 43 times. That's absolutely insane. I absolutely love this line.
Absolutely love
Let's see
it.
what else do I have? Oh, 37-6 when scoring 25 points or higher when Keaton Slovis is the quarterback. TCU is without their starting quarterback after he got injured last week, and they're still 6-point favorites.
Wow.
Points.
Points.
It's got to be points.
Wow.
The backup quarterback came in. He threw for 120 yards on 8 passing attempts with no incompletions.
Wow.
Wow.
I mean,
Just-
I've never seen more stats pulled out for a BYU TCU game.
Yeah.
That's logic.
That's
right there.
electric.
That's
It
logic.
can't miss.
So here's your parlay. Those 5 picks we just said, we're putting $50 on it. If it hits, we're paying out one subscriber, like and comment the videos, $1,200.
$1,200.
$1,200. Literally, all you have to do is comment. And if you comment, you get the Ryan free roll.
You get the Ryan free roll
If he's
for
under
50
50%.
Oh my God,
just-
59%.
60%.
Mortal.
60.
Wow. Or, what did I say?
50.
50. Oh, 60%.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
He goes 59%. Mortal parlay hits.
We're giving out.
You got yourself a month's rent.
Yeah, I mean, there is literally no reason not to comment. So subscribe, like, comment.
Do it all.
This
Come
was
on.
the video. I mean, this was the Thursday. We're splitting these up now. College today. We're going to give you all our NFL cards and the NFL games tomorrow on Friday. That way you have 2 days to bet the college games and 2 days to bet the pro games. And we'll reiterate the Mortal Parlay tomorrow. But this is the video where we gave them out. Like, comment, subscribe.
what we got.
Tate, remind the people before we leave, what do they need to do?
What did Tyler just say? Like, comment, subscribe. Turn that notification bell on. We can't keep telling you. You just have to do it, baby.
Plus EV, plus EV, plus EV.
And Ryan,
Ding, ding, ding,
what do
ding,
we
ding.
say? Share with
A friend.
Wow.
Like, comment, subscribe, share. With
Like,
a
comment,
friend.
subscribe. We'll see you guys on Friday.
Let's do it, man.
Ding, ding, ding.